You're watching RTV News with me, Jane Mutoni. The headlines. Economic experts have again pointed out that Africa's population of more than 1.2 billion people is a great market potential for the continent's population. At the monthly community work Umuganda that was resumed on Saturday, the community expressed their zeal for it as they would be able to construct various infrastructure on their own through this activity. A warm welcome to the news in details now. Economic experts have again pointed out that Africa's population of more than 1.2 billion people is a great market potential for the continent's population now. For economic development to be possible, however, they stress that unity is necessary.
Speaking on the benefits of integration, the economist Dr. Donald Kaberuka, who once led the African Development Bank, pointed out that African countries need to start properly exploiting the market potential the continent itself provides.
Once we integrate the economies, we can then create a large zone of opportunities for jobs, for attracting investment. A free trade area is not simply about removing barriers to trade, which is what the free trader is about. Some are even less than $5 billion. So to attract investment, to create one investment space, requires us to bring down barriers as much as we can. Now, it's not about tariffs only, it's about quotas, non-tariff restrictions, and even though some people fear always that you come together, you'll be the loser, somebody will be the winner, the long term shows that actually we're all winners in the long term.
It was also pointed out that the narrative left by colonialists that Africans are not capable of doing anything has also been thoroughly refuted, which is why the continent must step up and effectively deal with the challenges it faces.
Grâce aux nouvelles technologies qui ont transformé le monde, et dont vous avez une totale maîtrise.
Thanks to technology that has transformed the world, we should base our development on that too so that our continent can develop. You must banish the stereotype that Africa is a place of only poverty and hunger. This continent has everything it needs to develop, and all that is left now is to make the proper decisions and follow through on them. Take Rwanda as an example and how President Paul Kagame has helped the country to make progress that was unthinkable back in 1994. Reinforcing solidarity on this continent assures durable development. During the third National Congress of the Rwanda chapter of the Pan-African movement, it was also noted that self-reliance is critical if the continent is to achieve its Agenda 2063.
It is our belief at the Rwanda chapter that Africa Agenda 2063 will only be realized if it is in the hearts and minds of all African citizenry and for everybody to be pulling in unison. Pan-African movement offers that vehicle for popular mobilization. We recommend that the AU Commission puts in place a program to encourage formation and strengthening of national and regional chapters across Africa. Your Excellencies, the effort to organize this event was a collective endeavor. The Rwandan chapter of Kwigira made a strong private and civic-public partnerships possible.
Representing the President of the Republic of Rwanda at the event, the country's Senate President commended the Pan-African movement and stated that Rwanda will continue to support integration on the continent.
Developing Africa will depend on the contribution of all Africans working together. This spirit of Pan-Africanism is what is articulated in AU Agenda 2063. We can still do more. We need to be intentional and agree that we have to collaborate more closely and work harder to achieve development that is sustainable and inclusive, driven by African citizens.
The Rwandan chapter of the Pan-African movement was formed back in 2015, and during this third National Congress, its new executive committee was elected to serve for the next 5 years, and the chapter's 2-year strategic plan to run until 2024 was also decided on.
At the monthly community work Umuganda that was resumed on Saturday, the community expressed their zeal for it, as they would be able to construct various infrastructure on their own through this activity. Take a look. It was a joyful day for people across the country and their leaders as they participated in the monthly community work, which was resumed after 2 years of not taking place due to the COVID-19 pandemic. They believe that community work is one of the best ways of coming up with solutions. The Saturday's community work focused on various activities. In the Kabare sector of Kayonza district, the focus is on constructing, repairing and roofing about 21 houses that were recently damaged by strong winds and storms located in Rubumba and Charubari cells. Some of the residents also say that there is need to properly tie the roofs of houses and reforestation. When strong winds came, they destroyed our house and the kitchen to the ground. We were left homeless and everything was swept away, including the trees we had planted, because we were living at the steep hillsides. There is need of support in a way that they build houses for us and durable materials to tie down the roofs. Those in the Ntarama sector in Bugesera district and those in Muhoza in Musanze district are in the process of repairing their roads, including those affected by natural disaster.
Before the COVID-19 pandemic, the roads were in a good shape, and by then, any damage would be repaired during the community work days.
The Minister of Local Government, Gatabazija Mariviane, joined the people of Ntarama sector in this monthly community work. He commended the way people across the country were excited to participate. He urged local authorities to prepare for the community work ahead of time, based on the wishes of the people.
To our observation during the community work, we would like to request local authorities across the country to involve residents in villages while making preparations for the community work by prioritizing their opinions on what should be focused on. For example, if there is an issue with trenches or an area that affects their health or their daily lives, those are the things that come at the forefront, instead of a local official to tell people to work on a certain road, yet they don't have roads in their own areas. There is a need to plan it beforehand and also for local communities to approve it fast.
Due to the international cycling race Tour du Rwanda in Kigali city and in some sectors of Gicumbi and Rulindo districts, this Saturday's community work was not done. It was postponed to 12th of March. During the community work, people are required to adhere to the COVID-19 prevention guidelines. On Wednesday, the Rwanda Agricultural Board arranged 4 training sessions for beekeepers in Rwanda, organized by an Egyptian honey company for increasing the production of honey by using modern methods of beekeeping. Now, Rwanda aims to increase the honey and its products by approximately 8,600 metric tons by 2023-2024 from 5,500 metric tons currently per annum. CD Patel reports.
The program leader of agriculture and commercial insects at the Rwanda Agriculture Board, Mr. Willy Mbiza, points out that the current production of honey does not satisfy the local market of Rwanda.
We try to explain them other benefits of beekeeping, how they can produce other products that are not only honey. We try to teach them now how the different techniques they can use to get those products, to value addition to those products, so that they can easily sell those products locally or internationally.
Mr. Ahmed Alam, the owner of EG Honey Trading Limited based in Egypt, talks about the future program of apiculture of new species of honeybees, which will be worked parallelly using the local honeybees as well as in Rwanda, which will be partnered with beekeeper specialist Dr. Ahmed Aboud.
We have a program in our company to introduce the European bees to the Rwanda environment. Plus, we are working parallel to the local bees. So the local bees, we need to select the bee species species of the bees, and we will work to improve this species. With the help of Dr. Ahmed Aboud, he is going to make a program with us to introduce the European bees, plus go parallel with the local bees. Local bees here also has some benefits, and the European bees has some benefits, and we will go for selection to make the good selection of bees which is more productive with quantity and the quality of honey and other products.
Mr. Ahmed Alam informs us about the products other than honey which are beneficial for the patients suffering from asthma, rheumatoid arthritis, chronic pain, improves immune system and various other health benefits.
But there are specialized doctors, they are medical doctors, they use it with a moderate dose to treat the people who has a back pain problem, the knees problems, and to colon problems and asthma problems. They treat the people using the bee venom. Bee venom to produce from the beehives.
Ahmed Alam wants to focus on royal jelly, propolis, bee venom and other products of honey where it is almost absent in Rwanda.
Something called propolis, something called pollen and pollen bread. Too many products. In this training we teach them too many products, and we teach them how to make profits, because you have treasure in the trees. You have the potential here, and they have treasures, like, you know, like a gold in the bees. The gold exists in the bees. But how to extract these golds, we teach them how to extract these golds. And this gold is valuable here in this country and in other countries. So other countries, they will import. So it is like a comprehensive program for creating jobs, for bringing income to the country. Utilize the trees here to produce these good products.
A local beekeeper, Mr. Jean-Pierre Nzi-Orera, highlights the conflicts between the beekeepers and the farmers.
Here in the training, we have been told that the insecticides are sprayed in the gardens before the flowering period, as we know that it is the nectar present in the flowers that brings the honey. People spray insecticides and that leads to the killing of honeybees.
Mr. Jean-Nathan Sezibera, a local beekeeper in Rwanda based in Ribeiro, notes that the modern technology has the capacity to extract and produce 10 times more than the old methods of beekeeping.
We estimate that the modern beehives tend to produce 30 kilograms of honey, and the traditional ones bring about an average of 3 kilograms. You can see it is 10 times more than the traditional ones. But to get a modern beehive, it costs between 40,000 and 90,000 Rwandan francs.
Rwanda has 230,000 beehives which use modern technology of beekeeping and 460,000 beehives which use traditional methods of beekeeping. In order to increase their production, Rwanda aims to eliminate the bygone methods and adapt to contemporary methods. Siddhi Patel, RTV News.
Now, local residents in the sectors of Rega and Buyoga in Rulindo district of the northern province are commending the artificial lake that was created in the valley between their sectors, saying it has helped to significantly transform their lives, not only fighting soil erosion in the surrounding hills because water is now properly channeled to the lake below, but also enabling farming year-round and creating jobs.
The artificial lake is 26 meters deep and receives water flowing down from hills in 3 sectors that is properly channeled to ensure that it remains clean enough for farmers to use and also help fight flash floods and soil erosion that have previously traumatized local residents. Every time it rained, whole sections of hillsides appeared to just slide down, but not anymore. Entire houses used to be washed away by flash floods. But ever since the terraces and other measures to fight soil erosion were introduced, such incidents are no more. People now have a lot of cattle because pastures were planted on the terraces, and all you have to do is go out and gather hay for the animals in their sheds at any time. When the artificial lake was being created, it provided jobs for local residents and is now considered a beautiful place that will no doubt begin to attract visitors.
Ni isoko inavuga y'ubukungu twiboneye nitugira amahirwe ntihagire.
It is certainly a good source of revenue and when properly maintained will without doubt continue to generate that revenue. It is such a beautiful place, and when couples get married at the Muyanza parish, they always stop at the lake to take pictures before they leave.
Usanga mbere yo gutaha babanza bagakatira kuri iki kiyaga bakabanza bakifotoza.
The dam is of great value to us, enabling us to grow crops even during the dry season. We now cultivate all sorts of fruits and vegetables, even chili pepper, and we do so all year round, 3 times actually, each season lasting 4 months. After we completed the dam, we started a tree nursery and when the time was right, planted trees all around the dam itself.
Umuntu wagize amahirwe.
Any farmer fortunate enough to have the dam supply water to their crops is always bringing in revenue.
Cyose ahora ari gufata ku ifaranga.
Local leaders concur, saying the farmers no longer practice subsistence farming and now supply markets with produce. We no longer produce crops just for our stomachs, eating day to day. We now supply markets. We have also introduced new crops here, things like chili pepper and more, to be able to make more money. A lot of coffee has also been planted on the hills along the dam to reinforce the soil and fight erosion, because we must fight it if we want to continue producing the way we do and even increase that output. The artificial lake now covers 988 hectares of land, holding up to 2.4 million cubic meters of water. It irrigates 1,100 hectares of farmland that produces a minimum of 50 million Rwandan francs per agricultural season.
Well, there you have it. On behalf of the entire news production team, thank you for your company. I'm Jane Mutoni.